Hey everyone, it's Samantha, and I'm back today to discuss with you how a hairstylist could handle the cost and the expense of having an assistant. I know there are so many stylists out there that are kind of reached their max point where they are starting to need help. And they're scared to make that next step of investing in an assistant, and can they really cover the expense of that, and how can they do that, and how can they maximize the use of having an assistant. And I'm here to help you with that. I have had assistants for the last, oh my goodness, 6, 8 or 9 years, and so every year to 2 years I get a new assistant, and I have a whole system for how I do it and how I have my current assistant train my new assistant before my current assistant then goes on her own way. I have a rental salon, so it's just kind of how I work it. So once my upcoming new assistant is trained, then my old assistant then will go onto the floor and start renting. But I wanted to kind of clarify on how I am able to afford these things and how I maximize the use of having my assistant. So first things first is obviously the pay for having an assistant. So I pay my assistants an hourly rate, and all of this will depend on where you live. You could do minimum wage, but I like to do a little bit higher than minimum wage and allow for growth. So it just depends if your assistant's going to be with you for a year and a half, 2 years, 6 months, however fast track that growth plan is. That's what you as a professional have to decide. I usually will give like 1 to 2 raises within the time period that my assistant is with me. But I do definitely start my payoff higher than minimum wage. But that's just me. So first things first, so when calculating for minimum wage, I I personally work at an hourly rate. So if you have not figured out what your services are, what your hourly rate could be, I have a whole business course that's free on YouTube that will show you how to calculate that. So what if you have an assistant, after you do all your calculations, that hourly rate for having an assistant, you need to add into your hourly rate. So that way the expense is covered and it's not coming out of your profits. So whether your hourly rate is like $15, $10, $20, $17, whatever the hourly rate is, it needs to be added into your hourly rate for your services. So that way everything is covered. So no matter how long the assistant is there or how little, the expense of that assistant is covered. So I would go back and look at my video on how to calculate your hourly rate, because from there I explain adding the cost of an assistant into your hourly rate. So definitely check that out. But when having an assistant, oh my gosh, it is a game changer. It not only sped up my services, but it took the, I don't want to say the weight off of me, but it allowed me to really focus on the things that I like to do, and I don't have to feel rushed to do it. So I gave me more time in my art, my craft. It helped me get more organized, and with time and efficiency. Having two people is so much quicker than doing everything by yourself. And it's exhausting. It takes a toll on you, especially if you double book and you do color services all day long. I personally do not double book anymore, and I specialize in color with extensions, so I do not like to double book for those services. It kind of just stresses me out. So I like to have a clear focus on what I'm doing and be able to give all my attention to my client. But first things first, when having an assistant, how do I utilize them? How do I kill that dead space and time so they're just not sitting there? It's the last thing I want is when I hire someone on for them to just be sitting there and tinkering on their phone. I've sent assistants home for doing that, and they definitely were not a good fit. So my assistants, they know when they are working for me, they are always finding something to do. They're always doing something. So first things first with training, I teach my assistant how to set up my tray and prep for my clients coming in that day. They could see my schedule. So since I specialize in extensions, I want to get all my beads prepped, all my strings prepped. So how many clients am I seeing? How many rows does each guest have? What color string do they have? What size beads do I use on each client? So they get everything prepped for my day. They get my tray set up so that way when I remove my guests' extensions, I label everything. Right side, left side, top, bottom, mini, top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left. I have little prongs for everything. So everything stays organized and is in its place. So my assistant will prep my station. They will help me with the removal of the wefts. With training the assistant comes time with coloring. So this will be a process, and this is why I keep on my prior assistant to onboard my new assistant. So I do training with extensions with how to color the extensions, how to root shadow, how to low light, how to tone, how to blow dry them properly. So all of this is pretty much hands-on with my current assistant that my new assistant will be learning and doing. So this is how I speed up my extension installs, and I could do installs within 2 to 3 hours after their first appointment because everything is just moving and grooving. So my new assistant will not only color the wefts, they'll root shadow, they'll low light, they'll tone, they'll help me shampoo my client, they will help me tone my client, they will help mix up color, they will help me write down all my client details. I keep a log of a client folder with everything for my client inside the guest folder. So what I used, what I toned, what was the volume, what they didn't like, what they liked, any adjustments I made with sectioning, with beadwork. All my notes are in there, what I charged the client. So I could always look back and remember what was used, what needed to be changed. So my assistant will help with that. So my assistant will go through inventory every 2 weeks, and I keep a paper trail of that as well. So when she does inventory, she writes down every single color, semi-permanent, permanent, demi, and how full the bottles or tubes are. And we'll go through the full sweep of inventory, and then when I'm looking on what to buy, we have a white erase board like inside my color cabinet, and on that white erase board it will have every single color tube that was thrown away. So I will review what we used versus what we have left in stock, and if I really need to purchase what we used and threw away again. So I will correspond the two and see like, okay, I actually need 3 more bottles of this, 2 more tubes of this. Oh, it looks like we still have 4 left in stock here. Even though we threw away 2, I'm still good. So I'll erase this color off the board. So I'll kind of review that way, and I'll look at my next 2 weeks of color clients and extension clients, and I'll figure out, okay, what are we going to be doing for this client? Make sure I have the color that I need. But for me, it's color runs are usually done like every 2 weeks. And let's see, so after the color run, my assistant, they also help with washing out my client at the shampoo bowl. They help me with toning my client. They also will help me blow dry and style, so that way the process of like finishing the client is done a lot quicker. And they also help me with like the salon day to day. So we at my salon are a team. So everyone will help with cleaning the shampoo bowls, the towels, folding laundry, making sure the back bar is stocked and looking nice. So all of that is kind of a team effort. And we do have like closing daily duties for all the stylists at my salon. So before we leave, my assistant will review and go through all the closing duties to make sure everything is taken care of on our end and that we are clean and prepped and ready for the next day. With having an assistant, it will take a little bit of time for training, and that is okay. I would definitely spend the time to train your assistant. This will not only benefit you in the long run, but it will make things more efficient. And right now we are in the process of onboarding a new assistant for me, and she is very thorough, which is great. A little bit slower, but that is normal. So I told her I rather have things done well and slower than rushed and sloppy. I tell her that time and speed will come with time. It just takes reps and continuing process and always having your hands involved. So if you are a hairstylist who is afraid of letting an assistant do anything, you have to stop. You have to start letting them be involved and helping out, because they're not going to be happy if they're not getting any hands-on experience or training. So you need to let them work. I know it's so hard to let go of some of these things, but that's where your training comes in. I'm like pretty particular with how I like my wax colored. I'm pretty particular with my shampoos and my massage. I feel that's all part of the guest experience. So I want my assistant to do a fabulous scrubbing shampoo and a wonderful massage. So we definitely dive deep into training for that. And I will even wash my assistant's hair. I will go through my routine and my reps and the pressure and how I massage, and then I'll have her wash my hair, and then I'll wash her again, and back and forth, and we'll practice blow drying. And so it's always getting them involved. And even when they start practicing and working on your guests, I always let my let my clients know, they obviously can see that she's in training. So I ask for honest feedback from my guests, like, how was your shampoo today? How was your massage? Did you feel she gave a good enough scrub? How was the pressure? How was her communication? So I definitely will ask my guests that I know will give me honest feedback. And then I'll sit down at the end of the day with my assistant and I'll review with her, okay, like, today I felt you did excellent and you are excelling in X, Y, and Z. But tomorrow, let's work on this. I want you to focus on this. I'm going to help show you a little bit more on how to do this. So giving them clear guidance, and don't be afraid to ask them questions or feedbacks like, how did you feel today went? What do you feel you want to work on? How can I help you be better at this? So that way there's always an open line of communication between you and your assistant. So if you have any questions regarding hiring an assistant, how to train an assistant, I'm actually thinking about creating a little PDF for you to get on a hair assistant guide, like what they can help you with, how you can train them, like checklists and protocols for using an assistant properly, and how to really maximize the use and the expense of an assistant. So if you feel that is something that you'd be interested in, let me know below. Thanks again for following. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.